Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another Boruto Naruto Next Generations discussion. And today I want to talk to you guys about a major scenario that's presented itself in the manga as of the release of Boruto Chapter 73, which is Sasuke has shown he still has access to some of that chakra awakened in the brain when he first gained possession of the Rinnegan. With Sasuke being able to sense Momoshiki, it made clear Sasuke Uchiha might not have the Rinnegan itself, but much like the other Uchiha prior to them who lost their eyesight, all hope wasn't lost for Sasuke, and we're going to talk about why in today's video, why Sasuke Uchiha can still reclaim the title of having the strongest dojutsu around. However, Sasuke's looking to regain some type of title like that. He'd be better off doing like Lady Tintin and heading over to establishedtitles.com, which is the sponsor of today's video. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping with global reforestation efforts. It's a project based in historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. With Established Titles, you get at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, and an official certificate with the crest, which has a unique plot number to show you your land. Established Titles plants a tree with every order they receive and work with charities like One Tree Planet and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. Just as Naruto gets to call himself Lord Hokage, you can officially call yourself Lord or Lady, which now that I have this certificate calling me a Lord, it's going to be on my desk and everybody who comes to my office has to call me the Lord. And you can get it on your credit card or your plane tickets, or you sussy bakas can even use it on your dating profiles. If you go for the romantic route, you can also purchase the couples pack, which comes with adjoining plots of land. The first 200 people purchasing the title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance from it. Depending on how many of you guys want to become a lord or a lady, we can build our own little Naruto Explained kingdom. My late grandmother, who just passed away, not only loved flowers but also trees as well. The house my granddad built for had 7 acres of trees on it, so I know that she would be ecstatic about something like this. So I'm gonna purchase one to honor my late grandmother. It makes an amazing last minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive sale right now. Plus, if you use the promo code EXPLAIN, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/explain to get your gift and help support the channel. Thank you again to Established Titles for sponsoring today's video. Which brings us to the bigger point. What can Sasuke do to gain another eye, and would it be anywhere near as effective as the one that he had? So how exactly can Sasuke take advantage of having the Rinnegan chakra still inside the body and separate himself from all the other Uchiha who lost an eye or eyes and still somehow managed to bust out new levels of power? Well, the difference between Sasuke and those other characters is literally the timeline placement. When Shisui, Itachi, Madara were in those periods of time that they had to use their power, it was limited. The only thing they had at their disposal was their very chakra and the few tools that were created in the ninja world at that point in time. However, Sasuke is in a very unique period of time and therefore in a very unique position. Sasuke can take full advantage of the time period that he's in currently and in the advancements that have been made to build on what's already inside of his body via the chakra that's inside of him by using ninja tech. Now, I know some of you guys are already saying, bruh, not ninja tech. And dude, that sounds cool, but they don't have technology available to do such a thing. This isn't some random hidden jutsu being sealed inside a ninja tech scroll like, say, the Narclan's shadow paralysis jutsu. And I say you're right to an extent. However, the technology to do what I'm suggesting already exists in the Naruto world, and I've already touched on it in my video on how Naruto used the Byakugan in Boruto Explained. In the Boruto era, during the events of Naruto Redstone, we learned that Orochimaru, everyone's favorite mad scientist, has made a device that, while still in the prototype phase, it still comes with some issues, does allow the user to wield the dojutsu of another person. And when Naruto learns that such a thing exists, he's rightfully worried and he's freaked out about it because Kekkei Genkai are a village's most prized possessions. Entire wars have almost been fought over Kekkei Genkai. Even the Otsutsuki clan values Kekkei Genkai. There's a reason why Momoshiki was very surprised when he saw Sasuke had a Rinnegan. Previously, any attempts to combine ninja tech with Kekkei Genkai had failed, even for the brilliant scientist responsible for the modern day ninja tech, Katasuke. However, Orochimaru was able to produce a pair of goggles that can be used by a person that can make use of a dojutsu without requiring the wearer of the goggles to use their own chakra, but it was still in the prototype phase. ways and is still considered dangerous. However, here's the thing. This is why Sasuke is the perfect test subject for Orochimaru, and the perfect test subject that Orochimaru was looking for. With Sasuke, you can circumvent the normal drawbacks of these goggles, and here's how. With Orochimaru's goggles, the visual Kekkei Genkai of one person is sealed into the goggles, but once the switch of the goggles is turned on, it gives the wearer of those goggles the powers of said Kekkei Genkai, but it comes at the expense of the person whose Kekkei Genkai was sealed. While these goggles are turned on, they can't use any chakra whatsoever. However, if Sasuke were the one wearing these goggles, in theory that should not apply. He isn't having someone else's chakra sealed into the goggles, it's his own chakra. However, due to the fact that it's his own chakra, we run into the problem of Sasuke doesn't have another eye. Now, this can be circumvented in one of two ways. Sasuke can have another eye made from his own cells that Orochimaru can create, similar to how Amato was able to make another arm for Kawaki using his own cells, which in turn, that eye that Orochimaru makes could be used to focus the remnants of his chakra and stabilize it, or it can be used purely for the goggles itself. The other thing is that Orochimaru would be able to adjust the goggles themselves to augment the chakra being drawn on to reproduce more that chakra. While it wouldn't be anywhere near what Sasuke's original Rinnegan power level was capable of doing, it would be significant enough and sufficient enough to have him actually be of use in battle. In fact, due to Sasuke only needing one eye, the goggles themselves can be adjusted accordingly to only one eye piece. It's not the craziest thing. Orochimaru has gotten dangerously close to stuff that Amato was able to do with the shinobi wear technology that Kar stole from Konoha and other villages, which made use of Tsunade's Hashirama cell research that she did after the war, using Kabuto's enhanced Hashirama cells that Kabuto created. As a result, we've seen people like Delta with the Dojutsu. While it does consume a lot of chakra, it allows her to destroy the body on a cellular level. Ada has the power of the Senrigan that allows her to see all things happening in the present and in the past up to the moment of her birth. Amato has made dangerous Dojutsu with science, and Orochimaru is knocking on the doorstep of this. He's not that far behind. In fact, in the Naruto world for a long time, it's actually been marching towards this moment as far back as when Kakashi was Hokage and the declassification of military info was made public and given to private companies and individuals like Katasuke who are starting up. Anbu under Kakashi, who were loyal to Danzo, had scrapped up hair fibers and blood samples from Naruto and Sasuke's final battle in an attempt to recreate the Sharingan in the form of pills, but the missing thing was that they needed a binding stabilizing agent for these pills, which would have had to come from Sasuke himself. And once Kakashi found out about these pills, Kakashi rightfully had all that information destroyed. Which is a side note, if you want to learn more about what happened under Kakashi's Hokage, watch my No One Understands Kakashi the Sixth Hokage video. Orochimaru in the Boruto era was able to make the Shin clones and give them their own Mangekyo Sharingan. Sasuke turning to Orochimaru makes even more sense than, say, going to somebody like Amato, whose motos you know you cannot trust. However, Sasuke knows full well what lines Orochimaru may or may not cross. Sasuke has already showed us in the light novels that he knows that science and ninjutsu working together is something that's gonna happen in the future. He made it a point to tell Boruto in the Sasuke Shinin Teacher Star People novel, which I've covered here on the channel from start to finish. Sasuke said he believed that the ninja of the past like Itachi and other people like Hashirama would have no issue with ninja tech when used alongside ninjutsu because it marked an advancement in the shinobi way of life and it didn't forsake the ways of the ninja itself. We've seen him be willing to use smoke bombs meant to blind the Hyuga clan's Byakugan when he fought against Ishiki. He's slowly been moving in the direction that Naruto's in, of accepting it into his arsenal of tools, and this is the next natural progression. However, to be fair here, the problem with this narratively is that right now, as of where we are, Orochimaru's technology is still technically in the prototype phase. It still has some drawbacks to it, so if someone as stupid as Naruto is smart enough to hold off on using technology that Katasuke gave him with that ninja tech arm that can absorb jutsu, because the arm itself was not viewed as being ready for extended battle according to their tests. If Naruto can come to that conclusion, it's better to wait until it's fine-tuned. You can believe that Sasuke will do so as well, especially given the fact the last thing you want is to go into battle with something and it doesn't function the way that it should. That's the difference between life or death. And this also unfortunately means that by the time Orochimaru does have these goggles 100% ready to go with no issues and enough test data to have it deployed, our boy Sasuke might not actually be around, because the death flags are piling up for Sasuke in the manga. Now I know so many of us don't want to think about the idea of Sasuke no longer being able to live and die of old age staring out at Sakura and Naruto's grave because he outlived everybody. Don't go making that face that you're making right now, getting all sad and worked up at the thought of Sasuke dying. Which in turn lines up to what we do know. The story is shifting away from being the story of Naruto and Boruto and only being Boruto's story, just like Boruto told us in chapter 1 of the manga. While Sasuke, if he sticks around, getting an off-screen buff to stay relevant in the story, like similar to how Kakashi and Might Guy got progressively stronger throughout the series, that isn't the craziest thing. That depends on if you think Sasuke is pulling up to that Uchiha family reunion that's going on in the sky and Sasuke makes a mistake of showing up with raisins in his mashed potatoes or not, because Sakura got a little too creative when cooking in the kitchen. Get it? Because Sakura can't cook. Okay, maybe I should leave the memes and everything to the big homies at ABD. That's what I get for taking the deal's advice to use more memes. My question to you guys is, do you guys think Sasuke should see Orochimaru? And if he can do something with those goggles or the chakra inside of Sasuke, should that be something explored? While you think that over, click here to watch my Ichigo video essay on KRYPTONIAN Saiyan, and click here to watch this other video from Naruto Explained.